Hey guys, duncte123 here, and today I'm going to teach you how to make your own URL shortener. And if you don't know what it is, I have a little bit of an example for you of what we're going to make today. So it's duncte123.ml/YouTube. And if we type that in, we will get redirected to my YouTube channel. I currently have the same thing running on my local host, but because it's localhost, it's a bit of a longer link, because I have made a little redirect to my Twitter over here. As you can see on my localhost. And if we do /cheese, and my thing knows there's no cheese, it says, I'm sorry, but there's no link for cheese. Please try again later. That's what we're going to make today. For this tutorial, you will need a database. I'm going to be using PHP, my admin over here, and I assume you already know how this works. I'm not going to explain it too well, but what you need to do is you need to have your database, then a table with 3 rows, a ID, a URL, and a slug. And in URL you will put your URL, and in your slug you will put after the end. And you need a code editor. I'm going to be using Atom in this case, but you can use any code editor. So as you can see, I'm over here. We have tutorials, URL shortener, and alt with all our files. And if we go over here to URL shortener /alt/ whatever, it's going to tell you there's no link for whatever, because in our database we only have our slug Twitter, and the slug is this part. This is all where the file is located. On a normal case, this is your domain name. So let's get started. I'm going to collapse this old folder, and we're going to start by making a new file. And this file is I'm going to call it .htxs, and a .htx file allows me to rewrite things. So the first thing that I'm going to do is So the first thing I'm going to do is turn the rewrite engine on. Then I'm going to pop in 2 rewrite conditions, which basically gets the file name. Then I'm going to do rewrite rule. Then we do a that sign. Don't know what it is. Do open parentheses. You do $, and you do a $sign. This basically means everything that's in the URL. Then we do a space, and it gets redirected to index.php slug equals $1. We're not done yet. Now we need to do those brackets, open and close them, and then there we're going to do NC for non-case sensitive, comma L, don't know what this means, comma QSA. Basically this makes sure that it always will redirect to this, no matter what you type in. But if we do that now, let's just really quickly remove the old part, we get, oh sorry, 404 error, it wasn't found on this server. And that's because we don't have our index.php file yet. Let's create it real quick. We do new file, index.php. And if we reload the page now, we get an empty page. What we're basically doing right now is URL shortener, basically our domain / index.php slug equals whatever. But with that URL rewriting, we can just remove this part and get that. Okay, we get it? Good. Now we're going to edit our PHP part. So let's open our PHP tag and go 1 line down. And first we're getting our slug. That's really important. So $slug, which is equal to $_get. So we're getting a get variable that says ? And we called it slug, and end with a semicolon. What we can do now is we can echo it real quick and go to our page and reload it, and now we see whatever. If we do /Twitter, it says Twitter. So we know we're good. And if we do /Twitter / whatever, it does that. So we're good now. Let's go back to whatever, but let's make it YouTube, because that's what I'm using it for basically. So now we can remove this echo statement, and next we're going to instantiate a link variable which we need. So what we're going to do is $link, and that's equal to http:// just make it to your main website. In my case, this is my website, DSHelmondGames.ml/home. Next up, we're going to check if our slug is empty. So if, let's pop in an if condition, $slug, 2 equal signs, and then empty double quote. We're going to do then, so we do header, and in here we're going to do location base $link. So what this will do is if this slug is empty, it will redirect us to this location, and then we can do exit to prevent the script from running any further. So let's test it out real quick. We remove the YouTube part and we press enter, and the find index slug in. Okay guys, don't worry about that error. That's just only because I'm working with folders on my localhost web server. The online version, I will show you real quick. If you go to duncte123.ml and we press enter, it will redirect us to my main website. That's because it works online and it doesn't work, as you can see over here. That's because of those folder structures. Now that we have done this, we're going to set up our database connection. So let's pop in variables real quick. So I'm going to pop in some variables. First, we're getting our database host. In this case, it's localhost. My username is root because I'm working with a localhost web server. My password is nothing, and my database name is URL. So if you go to php.my-admin, it says my database name over here. It says URLs. My table is called URLs as well. So that's one thing we need to remember. What we need to do now is go online down and do $db_connects. That is our database connection, and that's equal to my_connect, opening and closing parentheses. In there we want to give in our database host, then we want to pass in our database user, then we want to pass in our database password, and then we want to use our database name and end with a semicolon. And if we refresh the page now, we should still see that annoying error that shouldn't be there, but because if we refresh the page, we still see this error and no other error, and it still says undefined index slug. But not to worry guys, that's just because I'm messing over here with folders, and you shouldn't do that. You actually should make it its own domain, which I can't do right now on a local server. But let's continue. Now we're going to pop in a quick if else. So we're going to do if mysqli_connect_error no, opening and closing parentheses. So if it has an error, we're going to echo mysqli_connect error, opening closing parentheses, and end with a semicolon. And then we're going to exit our script. In the else condition, we're going to write echo successful database connection, happy coding. So if we refresh the page now, we can see that we actually made a typo on it, error. No. If we refresh now, it should say successful database connection, happy coding, and that is great. And let's uncomment this again. There we go. Now we know that we have a successful database connection. We can basically remove this else condition. If you want to keep it, we can just comment it out. There we go. Next up, we want to create a special link that we can safely search our SQL database with. So to make that special link, what you want to do is $SQ. What you want to do is $SQL link, which is equal to mysqli _real escape string, and we have to do it real because escape string won't work. They made a typo in it, and it messed everything up. The first parameter is our database connection, and the second one is our slug. So we do $slug. So if we refresh the page right now, it apparently works. Okay, yeah, that's great. Okay, we're back on our URL shortener. Technical difficulties, it's okay. Apparently I spelled location wrong over here, and that's why it wasn't working. But yeah, we can echo this string. I can't type apparently today, and we see whatever. Like if I add a double quote on the end, it says and another slash. As you can see, we get, oh no, you're not allowed to view this and shit. Let's remove this echo and continue coding. Next up, what you want to do is you want to do $SQL, because we're going to make up our SQL syntax. And our syntax is select. It has to be in caps. Everything from. And now we need to know our table name. In this case, it's URLs. Over here, it's URLs. from URLs where then we need to have our thing which we're going to search for. In this case it's slug over here, so you have URL and slug, where slug, then we do like, then where it's like, then we do two those quotes, two percentage signs, opening curly brace and closing curly brace. Then there we do $SQL link. Echo this, we can see select everything from URLs where slug, like, whatever. In this case it won't give us anything. So we can remove this echo now. What we're going to do now is run the query. What we do is $query is equal to a MySQL I_query, and the first argument will be our database connection, and the second argument will be our SQL. So now we ran the query. Now we're going to make a little bit of a if-else statement again. So if MySQL I_num rows, MySQL I num rows. It's a function, and in this function we want to pass our query, and if it's greater than 0, execute a piece of code over here. Else we want to echo it in double quote h1. Let's echo it in those quotes. That's less than h1. Then we do style equals text hyphen align colon center, so it's centered. And then we do a dot, you do HTML entities. So if they pass in a weird HTML tag that breaks our page, we don't want that. So you do HTML entities slug, we do another dot, two of those quotes again, and close our h1 tag. So the slug whatever isn't found, so it says whatever right now. But let's make it say that whatever isn't found. So what it currently says is I'm sorry, and we escape this quotation mark, because if we don't do that we get weird syntax and we don't want that. Whoops, let's escape it. So it says I'm sorry, but there's no link for HTML entity slug, please try again later. And we do that because if like they want to pass in h2 high slash h2, they could break everything, and yeah, that's really bad. But my web server is protected against that by default, my web server. But normally you would see this echoing to the page. So let's go back to whatever and let's reload the page. And it says, I'm sorry, but there's no link for whatever. Please try again later. But what if it is found? Then we're going to make a simple while loop, which is $row is equal to MySQL I_fetch array, opening and closing parentheses. Let's in here we're putting our query, and we're putting in MySQL I_a_soc. So it's MySQL associative. In here where it says code, I'm going to do $link is equal to $row, opening those brackets. And right now we need to know what our link is called. In this case, our row is called a URL. And this ID is only so we don't get duplicated rows. So we do row URL. Then we can scroll up over here and get this part. And paste it, not paste it in the while loop, but paste it after the while loop. And if we refresh now, nothing would happen. So let's go to insert. You can leave the ID blank. In the URL, let's make a link to my YouTube channel. So it's https://www.youtube.com/DSHelmondGames. There we go. That's well correct. I don't care. And let's type in YouTube over here and press go. Let's wait for it to load again, and it says congratulations, it's added. So now we have in ID 1 we have our Twitter, and 2 we have our YouTube. So let's copy this link real quick and go to YouTube and press enter. This has to be 2 times a S. I'm stupid, I know. So if we type YouTube now at the end, it should redirect us. Yes, it does. It redirects us to my channel. And if we type in /Twitter, it should redirect us to my Twitter. Let's do HHH real quick. Sorry, there's no HHH found. So I hope you find this tutorial pretty interesting. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next week in another video. Bye!